Boy, you love that word, don't you?
I sure do, and I refuse.
Oh, we
I
see how it
refuse.
is now.
Bro, you said the word, and I thought you
You
got
were just
zapped.
saying. You were just finishing
Well, I
finishing your
mean
lie, and then all of a
the truth
sudden it
the
cleans
truth.
out.
Well, no, it didn't get zapped yet, but it still could. So I don't know. We'll see. No, what I did as soon as I even heard the first four letters come out of my mouth, I was like, "Well, we're gonna go ahead and just switch it right now."
No, you know what? Try. I learned
Huh.
something this weekend. When you
But
say that word, you got to say this is for uh, medical referencing purposes only. I seen somebody say that and got away with it, but I was like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know you could do that.
oh yeah, well, good. Jude said, "Good call. That was fast." I don't even know if it was fast enough, to be
That
honest
doesn't
with you.
work.
It
That
But
doesn't
was.
work.
It
When he goes,
was.
it's not. When he goes back to it,
no,
I
you got to
promise you.
understand. I've timed it, and sometimes it could take up to 3 minutes, or was it four, 3 or 4?
Oh,
It's sometimes,
okay.
yeah. Sometimes it could take minutes. So, but anyway, um, let me see. Yeah, so look, man, there's a difference between taking out your red pen and taking out your irrational red pen. There's two different red pens, man. It's a rational red pen, which means that this is important enough to correct. If it's not serious, there's no point in correction. If the person's being sarcastic, who cares? But if the person is trying to win a competition, though, by being sarcastic or lying, well, okay, well, hold on a second. We're going to measure it. You're saying bring it over here. We're going to measure it. You can't complain if you're trying to win first place at a fishing contest for the longest fish and they have judges that want to check. There's no sarcasm there. It's either 2 feet or it's not. But if your buddy calls you and says, "Bro, I caught this bass. Look at it," and you measure, you're like, "Nah, man, that's not 2 feet. It's off by a millimeter." Stop, dude. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. It's ridiculous.
Bro,
All right, let me
listen,
see.
man. Right now,
Oh,
you
I'm
sounded
listening.
like
Oh, my Lord. I'm so listening. I got my red pen out. Go ahead. I got my red pen out. Go
you
ahead, baby.
sounded like Eminem on the 8 Mile. Blah blah blah, bitty blah blah blah. That's literally what you just said.
Well,
Like
you need to learn
a
how to
whole
rap
lot of
then.
All
a
I
You
heard
need
whole
to
was
learn
lot of
how to
belly,
blah
rap.
belly,
blah
belly,
bibbity
my
blah blah
belly,
blah.
my belly.
So,
Yeah.
you compared a millimeter on a fish to being off by 13,000 square feet. So, no, it's not the same thing. Sorry.
100% the same thing.
No, not even close.
100%.
Not even
Yeah,
close.
because I
All
didn't
right, so
say
let me explain
anything.
to you what a
Yeah.
millimeter is. A millimeter is like the side of a quarter, and
Yeah,
12,000
exactly.
square feet is like a whole warehouse, an Amazon warehouse. So that's
Yeah.
big difference.
Okay. Are you done? Are you done? Let me know
But
when you're
well,
done.
listen, just
Are you
because you're
done? You're
saying,
not
"Are
done
you
yet?
done? Are
Okay.
you done? Are you done?" doesn't mean you're not interrupting me. I didn't
Okay.
interrupt you. I let you do
He
all
got
your
it
blibbity
confused
blah
with the
blah
heart
blah.
of God, man, Dre. He just got it confused with the garden.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me know when you're done, bro.
He
So,
thought it was
because
Eden. He
you're
said, wait a
missing
minute,
a
this is about
huge
the
point
size of Eden.
here.
Usually, somebody's done when they're done speaking. Like when they're silenced, it's usually when somebody's done
Oh,
speaking.
okay.
But
I'm
anyway,
gonna wait for your side. Let's see
so
how long that takes.
yeah. Well, trust me, we.
Go. Come on,
We're
Dre.
still doing. We're still
Sigue,
wasting
sigue,
time here.
sigue. Dale,
Wasting
dale.
time.
I'm gonna do like he does. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Dale,
Hold on. Let me
dale.
close my eyes and just start speaking.
Man, let me just say this, bro. Just in case anybody missed the context of this, I made it very clear, that this happened in high school, bro. That was 20 something years ago. So 20 years ago, I'm saying, bro, I don't know, things like 25,000 square. You act like I just walked in it and said, this looks about, bro, this was in high school. That's the point that I'm making. Like for you to like act like I just walked in the building and said, "Hey, bro, let me tell you about this place I ate at yesterday." Like, bro, I didn't say I ate there yesterday. It was over 20 something years ago. Over 20 something years ago, bro.
All right.
So you need to
But
Yeah,
take that
so he was about
either
half
way,
the size.
take that in consideration before you pull your red pen out again.
So it
either
was
way,
really
you
probably
can
1 foot.
Irrational red pen.
It was really probably 1 foot because he was about half the size. If it was that long ago.
Go.
Nah, he trust me, he was hanging from the rim looking at the whole restaurant from the top of the rim. So
Yeah. Oh, check this out. Check this out. So I get online and I'm trying to see the myth, right? That this is a myth that somebody 5'8" can dunk. So I'm looking this up. I come across a dude, Bubba. This dude is 5'4", 4 inches shorter than me. 4 inches. And he's not just doing what I did, bro. Listen, let me make it. All I'm doing when I dunked, I'm just doing like a, I'm just doing like a,
Layup.
I'm taking 1 or 2 steps and just making sure I get up there. There's no form. I don't look
All
like
right, Spud
Michael
Webb.
Jordan. Yeah, dude, I look nothing like Spud. This dude, 5'4", bro, he was dunking like Spud Webb. I'm talking, he's coming from the 3-point with the ball, doing all these fancy dunks. Like, bro, 5'4", bro. So this whole idea about 5'8", someone dunking, like, come on, bro, stop it. I was like, and first of all, I even sent the video to Dre and said, hey, bro, you think this is real? Because I don't know a lot about basketball. I do know about vertical. One of these guys almost had a 50-inch vertical. Bro, mine was 39 and 40 was my So you're telling me this dude jumps 10 inches off the ground more than I was jumping? Like, I mean, these guys these days, man. But this dude, I might get two people confused, but hold on. I think the guy that was 5'8" had the almost a 50-inch vertical. But either way, this dude was 5'4". And I was like, man, is
Hey,
this real? So I kept looking him up, and apparently this dude's legit. Like, he really is 5'4", and he's dunking like, like a normal basket, not just taking, one step and getting up there and slamming it. No, this dude is like Spud Webb doing it, dude. It's crazy.
give me another inch and I'd be off the ground.
Hey, Trot and Dre, did you guys see that video I sent you guys of the snipers with the dogs?
Snipers?
The military guys. The military
Well, I
guys
saw
with
some
their
guys with
dogs.
some rifles. Well, I saw rifles in a dog. Is that what you're talking about? I didn't see no
Yeah,
snipers.
well, I don't know what they are. They just look
Oh,
like high-end
yeah,
military guys with their high-end dogs.
with their high end dogs. Yeah,
Those
yeah. I had
dogs
a
are
couple of
sharp.
buddies. I had a couple of buddies that had dogs. You get acquainted with them on certain tasks, certain missions. You're not always
Those
around
dogs
them,
are
but
sharp. Those dogs are
yeah,
sharp.
no,
Bless
they're
them.
hey man, dogs are smart, man.
Oof, they're
Straight
sharp.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. But anyway, so let me see, where's that? Well, I had it pulled up right here. Yeah, so
The reason I
Descaled.
sent real quick, the reason I sent both
Oh,
of you the video, because in Dre's case, he doesn't have the problem. Dre is tall enough that the dog, just walks along with him. But in your case, I figure you were riding the dog.
hey, I'm telling you,
Oh
I'm no.
my
Well,
goodness.
actually, what would happen is Dre would just be walking normal. I'd have to squat a little bit to make sure that that dog stayed under me. Hey, or I couldn't have a tall German Shepherd. I have to get me like a poodle or something. Like a Maltese. But
beagle,
I
bro.
was
You
I
have a
was
beagle.
Bro,
yeah, a
Dre, you
beagle.
gotta watch the video, and then you're gonna understand why I send it to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%.
Big dogs, big dogs.
So yeah, I know Big Net, I know he was wanting to know. I don't even know if he's in here. Big, you in here, bro? Let me see. Yeah, he's in here. Hey, did you hear when we were talking about the Descaled YouTube? So we have, let me count them. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, I think. So we have about 17 new lives on there. And each one of them obviously are, some of them are an hour long. Then there's some some 2 hours and even 3 hour. But if anybody wanted to go over like studies or whatever, like something that we went over, they're on that YouTube channel. And I still got, I think I got 10 more to upload. So I'm almost done with them. Yeah, Victoria, it's a new, and me and Dre made a it's literally descaled YouTube. Hey Dre, can you put it in the comments? Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, because I keep trying to find it too, and nothing comes up but descaling live fish.
Oh.
Yeah, same.
I think he said Descaled live is what he said, right? So
Yeah.
you probably have to type in Descaled live in YouTube.
Yeah, and then when you do that,
son
it
of
comes
a-
up with descaling live fish and rock videos, like old metal bands.
Nah. You got to put the @ Descaled live, one word. And I literally just looked at it. That's the name of the channel.
Okay, I'll type it in.
Dre, did you put it in the comments? I don't see it.
It's there, bro. It's there. I put it in a couple of times already.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking. I don't see it.
You don't see my comment? It's like the last comment on there.
Descaled is spelled together. There's no space between Descaled and live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Descaled
Okay, guys, look at
live is
Dre's.
together.
Look at
Mine is wrong.
Yeah, it's at Descaled, and it's Descaled, ED, Descaled live. So Dre put it in there. I looked at Jess. I think Jess kind of messed it up.
Yeah, because I put my live separate from the.
Okay, Eric, you put a Dre. You put a space there. There's no space. Man, y'all are really messing this. Y'all messing it. Look at Dre's.
I'll do it.
No, don't do it again. No,
I'll do it right.
Don't do it again. Just okay. Well, you got to do it like Dre's is.
Exactly, and then I'll keep doing it like I do tap, and I'll just keep doing it throughout the live. I got you.
All right, let me see. Let's see how you do this time.
That made it worse.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll correct
I typed it.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. All right, No, Eric put a underscore. That's what it is, not a space. My bad. There's no underscore, Eric. So one of us may have said that. I apologize if it was me. Let's see. Hey, does it matter if it's all caps or not, or what?
I don't think so. I sent you a picture. Try make your screen big and put it as your background for a second.
Okay, hold on. Tammy, what's going on?
No, on YouTube, I don't think it matters if it's all caps. This is not email.
Hi, sister. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I just want that. This was the only reason why I wanted to come on is because every time I typed in Descaled live, it would come up like the other guys was saying, the fish and the rock bands. And
yeah, but right above that fish, if you look at it, that's a channel. You got to click on that channel. It's a purple letter D. We haven't put I don't know. I guess Trot. I thought Trot was gonna put the logo up there, but I guess he didn't. Maybe he ran out of time. But I'll put it up there today if he doesn't get a chance to get to it. But if you look, it's a purple capital D right above that fish that's getting descaled. That's the actual channel. If you click on it, you know, it's just that since we haven't had no views, you don't really get any clout. You know, you got to get views to get clout.
Yeah, is the YouTube channel the same as, I mean, I know it's not the same one, but the one that you had before, it was censored to where you couldn't subscribe to it. It said something about kids and I don't know.
No,
I couldn't subscribe to it.
I think that depends on your settings on your YouTube. Like I had it set up for the public, for everybody, including kids to watch, because we don't have any curse words or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm not really sure. See, there it is right there. You see it?
I see it. All right. That's all I needed. I thank you all very much. I love what y'all are doing on here, and I got to get
Yeah,
ready for
absolutely.
work.
And yeah, and remember the okay, so there's the purple circle with the white letter D, and under it says Descaled, but right under that to the left is the actual where it says at Descaled Live. I wish it said that under the D, but apparently not. But I'll put the picture. Matter of fact, I could probably no, I can't do it right now.
Hey, I just subscribed.
Um,
All you gotta do is type it up how it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Descaled Live, and
yeah.
then
It's
you
easy.
subscribe.
yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
it.
try to do it. Um, hey Dre, what picture do you there? The descaled one, the one that we use for the
The one
show?
you have. Yeah, I think that'll work for now until we get a better logo.
Can you email it to me, or have you already emailed it to me?
I can. It's in your phone though. You should
Bro, that logo is perfect, man. That
No,
logo is good.
I'm saying I'm it's not in my iPad, bro. Is what I'm saying, and I don't feel
all
like
right.
I can make you a better one.
I'll email you.
you have my email, right?
Uh, maybe I don't know. Maybe not. Actually, now I think about
It's
it, I don't
Descaled
know.
Live at Gmail.
Oh yeah, I can just send it to the Descale Live Gmail one. Yeah, that's fine.
I
There
just
you go.
subscribed to it. I found it. Thank you all very much.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
welcome.
Yeah, I was having trouble getting getting that to come up, even typing it in that way, but I
Yeah,
got it.
well, I mean, like I said, like literally, like we just did this over the weekend. So, I mean, this thing, bro, literally, there's probably only one video on there that has a view, and it's because of me and Dre. Like all the rest of them, they haven't been viewed one time yet. So,
Hey, do y'all know how to get
All right.
views, right? You gotta put hashtags. You like hashtag Bible
Hashtag Bible.
hashtag.
Hashtag.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's how you
I'm
get
hoping you
views.
can. Yeah, but can you edit that at any time? I think you can, can't you?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
able
You
to.
just
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta
so
edit it.
yeah, so right now the goal was to at least put all the videos up there. So
Yeah,
all the
that makes
editing and
sense.
stuff, I'll do that. I'll work on that here and there. Um,
And,
um,
and if I were you, I would download Video IQ. That helps your channel too, because I have that on mine.
what is that?
So Video IQ helps you, like if you hashtag, like let's say Bible study, it'll tell you like the popularity of how many people. It's like a SEO, search engine optimization. It helps you
Oh,
search
okay, I
up.
see.
Yeah, it gives you like how many, like what's the percentage of the searches, worldwide, and like, and it's hard to explain, but once you download it, you'll get the gist of it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, one thing,
Once you join them, they give you that information.
No, you have to download
Oh,
that
okay.
extension. That's what it's called on your Google.
Extension, that's what it is.
Yeah.
well, anyway, yeah. So right now there's, uh,
Yeah, I don't know. Were you talking to me?
yeah. So right now there's,
Yeah, I don't know. Were you talking to me?
yeah. So right now there's,
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh
who is
no.
that? Is that Dre doing that?
Great.
What?
It was. He fixed it.
Nah, it wasn't me. Oh. Hey, I'm
What
gonna
does
go on
that
mute for
mean,
just.
Doug? Okay, Doug, son of God, said you have a subscriber for
He went
each
in and he went
video.
in. He went into
Oh,
each video.
oh, okay, I see. He said something a while ago, and I didn't get to say. He made me laugh. Um, man, I don't even know where it's at. I'm gonna look for it though. Uh, oh, when we were talking about putting put Descaled on YouTube, he put your merchandise is on YouTube.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't get to say it. I slipped up. Um, I don't know. There was something else I was going to say about it. I just don't recall. Oh, I need to look to see if he emailed me or not. Let me see. What's going on, man? Everybody being quiet. We'll
I'm
talk.
I forgot
laughing
to tell you.
because Himalaya is still
Try.
having a hard time finding it.
Not surprised. Try. I gotta.
What?
Guess what, bro?
Huh.
So this weekend, right? I got up early this
Yeah.
morning. I was gonna go mow my lawn or whatever, and I hear a rooster, bro, and I'm like, "Yo, what the heck? I don't
Nice.
have a rooster, bro." I walk into the chicken coop with the new chickens that I got, the 10 new chickens. One of them is a rooster, bro.
Oh wow,
I walked in
Good.
that mug. He was a
that's
whole
a good
man in there.
thing.
So I was like, you know what? I'm about to take him out of here and put him with the other chickens that fight each other and see if
Oh,
he can
buenos
handle
dias.
that. But he was
Wait, what?
he was
Wait,
he was
wait, what? You said you're about to take them out and do what?
Calm down, Mike Vick.
so I took the rooster out and I was like, you know what? Let me take him out of there and put him with the bigger chickens because they fight each other like that pecking order thing. And I heard that they like fixed that. Man, I put
Yeah.
him in there. He was
Yeah.
getting whooped by them girls. Boy, them girls went to business on him, bro. I was like, oh Lord, I got an LGBTQ chicken.
Oh my! Oh my!
You had a chicken that was like, okay, just leave me alone. Just leave
You
me
got
alone.
a chicken
You're
that
like,
doesn't
no,
know his
bro.
identity. Chicken with identity
Yeah,
issues.
exactly. Yeah, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's what's going on. That's all right.
You can hear him. Let
Hey,
me see if
so
you can hear him. Watch.
Oh my!
You heard him? That's him.
sounds like a baby.
No, that was
That was my
CJ, of
baby.
course. CJ never mutes. He's like unmuted the
Bro,
whole time.
my
And he
mother-in-law
does
did
like
that. She bought
CJ. I'm gonna
12
call
hens,
CJ. Hold on. I'm gonna
and
call
3 of them
CJ.
were
Hold
roosters.
on, Mac. I'm gonna call CJ the ad lib guy, man. Like the whole live, bro. All you hear is ad libs coming from him. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. I'm
Hey,
like, bro, mute, bro.
I am
Mute
a
and
worship
enjoy
pastor.
yourself.
I am a worship pastor.
Oh Lord, I can already imagine.
You're
Mute your
like, can you
microphone,
not
Pastor.
That's,
tell?
Mute your
bro.
microphone.
We don't mute our mics
Hey,
and we talk the whole time.
we talked the whole time. Hey, Dre, did you email me that photo? Because I could do it right now while we're on live, bro. Hello.
I sent it to Gmail to the Descaled Live.
Oh my Lord. Why? Why didn't you just send it to my?
I don't have your other email, bro.
All
Text
right,
me. Text
I'm
me
gonna
your
text it to
email.
you.
I'll
I'm gonna
send it
text it to
to that dude's out there crowing, Mac. He out there getting it, bro. I was like, what the heck?
Well,
But I don't really.
that's what I was
I never
saying.
had a.
My mother-in-law, she did the same thing,
Dang.
and she bought 12 of them, but 2 or 3 of them turned out to be roosters.
Yeah, I've never had a rooster, bro. So I don't know what to do with them. I don't know if I should just. Are the eggs? Can you still like? I don't even know when the
Yeah,
eggs
no,
like
no.
unlive.
as
They're
long
gonna make.
as honestly your chicken doesn't sit on them, we've ate them.
You know how the
Bro,
birds
all
and bees work?
the rooster is gonna go make those babies or make those eggs into babies. So what you do is you just wait for him to grow up for about a good maybe 6 months to a year, and then fry him, bro. Just gobble gobble.
Yeah, I heard that too. But the thing
Heck
about it is
yeah, dude.
if I can get all my chickens into one coop and he can keep order, I'm cool with that, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you
Well,
gotta
you
have
can
one
bring him over
stud, bro.
here. I'll put him with mine for a little bit. I'll educate him, and then I'll send him back to you.
I'll stuff them so you can stick them on your kitchen counter.
You're not lying for real. She's gonna have that sucker right on. Hey, front and center on top of the refrigerator. You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty too, man. He's real pretty.
How old is he right now?
Man, I don't know. I was on
If
live when I had him. Maybe
We'll put him right
if
there
you were
with
March.
to
Mr.
Maybe like
Cool over here.
Yeah, what the heck?
if you were to guess, how
That's
old
one
would
of
you
them.
say he is, Dre?
I don't know. He might be like
That's cool.
I think they're about 3 months old, bro.
Oh, bro. Hey, I got to see a picture of him, dude. I got to see a picture of
And we got one over
him. How
there.
tall is he?
Yeah.
Can't see that one.
About a foot tall, maybe.
Is he
Maybe a
really?
little more.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
he's
gotta
the
see a
biggest
picture,
one for
bro.
sure.
Oh yeah, I gotta see a picture.
Yeah, but like I said, I put him in with the older chickens, man. He was getting whooped. I was like, man, I don't know if I should buy this boy some
Well,
herbal
yeah,
essence or
bro.
what.
Like you can't, bro. You can't put. Listen, it's real simple. You cannot stick a man in a house when there's 10 women in there cooking, bro. They're gonna kick him out of the house, bro.
Hey,
Oh, they
Trump,
ranked him.
but you didn't
They
you
ranked
didn't
him
catch
better.
what Dre just said.
What'd he say?
You asked him how tall, and he said like a foot tall.
Oh
And
no, I can't see.
you let him away with
I can't
that.
do what he does. Nah, I can't do what he does, bro,
Like,
because it's not in my nature. I just can't do that. I understand. I naturally understand what he's trying to say. I get. I don't have an irrational red pen, bro. I don't even own one. Like it don't exist.
A foot, more like 12 inches.
Yeah. Oh, Dre would have been like, wait a minute, bro. You said it was a foot, and
Look at your heifer,
now
bro.
it's.
Look at your heifer. Look at your heifer.
Look at your.
You see it?
Oh, look at
She's
Jesse, all of her
cute.
bonitos, all of her little bonitos that she
oh
has,
She's
bro.
my
cute,
goodness.
man. She's
Oh,
cute.
look at
Oh
that.
my lord.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
we gotta have
goodness.
chickens, man. We gotta have chickens
Oh
roasted.
my lord. Look at, hey, you could
You got
take
the
the
whole
farm
farm.
girl out of the farm. I don't care. I don't care where you put her, bro. You could take her out of the farm, but you ain't getting that farm out of her. Look at that. She went to the city and made her house a farm. Look at it.
So far. Oh my
She
goodness.
got a whole farm, boy.
A whole lot of them.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
got to name the
Heck
rooster, bro. I don't know what I'm gonna name him.
yeah. hey, let Levi name him, bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will. I hope
I
if he
can't
turns out
wait.
to be
I
a
can't wait. Let me know what he calls him, dude.
yeah. He's
Oh,
that
bro.
I'll tell you one thing though, if he get crazy and aggressive, man, he definitely going in the frying pan right then and there. He gonna be an African
Yeah,
chicken, bro.
Yes,
He'll be
You
going
talking
crazy.
about
absolutely.
that's another
Levi?
one right there.
Bro.
We'll see.
Bro, you just, oh man,
You
yeah,
talking about
bro. At
Levi
least,
or the
well,
chicken?
no, wait for him. Hey, wait for him to be at least 6 months, dude. That way he weighs about, 5 pounds at
Yeah.
least.
Like I said, he I like hearing him in the morning though. I ain't gonna lie. It's really cool to have him out
It's
there
awesome.
singing.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he feels like he's Solomon, bro. He grew up with 9 women. Now he gonna be like,
No, he's Alibaba in the 72 versions.
Oh, my Lord, dude.
no, he's alive, so he's Solomon. He don't get him in the death. He get him in the life.
Yeah. Um, hey, did you email me that, bro?
Oh man, hold on. I was helping my wife put in
Oh,
groceries. Give me a second.
oh, that's all right. I still got to pull it up anyway.
Okay, what are we gonna learn today?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Probably more than likely a parable in the New Testament. More than likely.
New Testament. Well, dale, mijo, dale. I'm ready to open up the book.
Yeah. So y'all dig in there, man. Like what parable y'all want to go over? That's funny. The title is still red letters in the Old
Since
Testament. Well, actually, that's still Old Testament. So
Man, we had our pastor preached a good message this Sunday. It's not necessarily a parable, but he went over Ashtaroth and the transformation, or what they call her in different societies and things like that, and what she stood for, and comparing it to basically America and things like that. We had a good study this Sunday.
yeah.
I sent the
Hey,
chart. You should
Trop.
have it by now.
All right. Let me go to my primary.
Hey, Dre, you're back, or are you still on vacation?
Oh, I've been back.
Every day. Can't complain.
I'm on vacation because I like my occupation. No,
De
that's not it.
Yep.
vagancia.
Yes, sir.
In Iglesia. What'd she say?
Vagancia.
What's that mean?
Oh,
Laziness.
What does that
Vacation.
mean?
Laziness.
Laziness.
When you're on vacation, you're just plain old lazy.
Oh yeah, that's true too, man. Yeah.
Now,
Hey,
what
hey,
is the
Trump.
trying to
purpose?
hear?
So
Uh,
why the fig?
On vacation.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Why the figs, man? Why not any other tree but a fig tree? You never answered that.
Never answered what?
So yesterday, remember we were talking about the leaves, right? So
Yeah.
why
Oh yeah.
why fig leaves? Why not like, you know, why does it have to be a fig? There's like I know there's
Okay.
some
Well, how many?
spiritual huh?
Well, no, I was listening. Do what?
No, I was saying, so why did it have to be a fig? Because the fig tree represented Israel, right? So why not like,
Yes,
I
it
don't know, like
does. It
an apple
represents
tree,
Israel.
or why not like an apple tree, or I don't know, something else.
Well, no, you actually do know. You actually do know. So the fig tree in the Bible, it does represent Israel, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. But if you are representing Christ, shouldn't you be bearing fruit?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so 1 John 4:17 says, as he is, so are we
So yeah.
in this world. So we are Israel because he is Israel. He is the promised land. That's why. So in context, in the
hey,
parabolic,
that's good.
in the context, if whatever Christ is, if we are what he is, then for us to be a different type of tree, that would not make sense in context. We are the same as he is. The difference is he's the vine and we're the branch. And without him, we have no leaves, which is faith, and we have no fruit, which come from him. Period.
I see.
That's why it's figs,
And
because you
leaves
are a
represent a
fig.
covering too, right?
Well, yeah, but the covering is faith, and he's our remnant. He is our covering. So that's why Adam and Eve sowed fig leaves, sowed by the works of the hand, by the works of the hand. That's why they sowed them. Christ's covering is a gift. It's not something you can work for. We are trees. Adam and Eve are trees, spiritually, trees. They should
Well,
naturally.
They cover
They should.
themselves
They
up.
should.
Well, I
They
was
should
gonna say,
naturally have. They should naturally have leaves, which is faith. Naturally, if you are a fig seed, when you put that seed in the ground, it is going to bear figs, and it's going to have fig leaves. So naturally, without trying. So when a person is trying to have something that's not in them, it's no different than putting yourself under the Mosaic law. Putting yourself under the law, even though the root of you is unalived, right? Because Christ had not yet come when the law was given. You can try all you want, but you're not going to produce fig leaves. You're not going to produce leaves because there's no life in you. So us on this side of the cross, hold on a second. Us on this side of the cross, we're saved through faith. The people before us are not saved through. They're not saved through faith. They're saved by faith. There's a difference. Christ is through us. Christ is through it. We're saved through what he did. The Old Testament, they're not saved through. They're saved by faith. There's a difference between the two.
Right. That's because that's the difference between God and man, and not right.
So
Well, no, hold on a second. Jess was going to say something, but I just wasn't done with what I was saying. Jess,
when the good soil, when we're planted in the good soil, we bear good fruits, and the only good soil is Jesus.
right,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and
So then it was
we've been
back.
grafted in. We've been
Sorry.
grafted into Him. So if we're grafted into him, that's the only way that we could bear leaves, which is our covering, which is our faith. And when you're not understanding, like, the way Jesus wrote this out, you know, it sounds like it's, look, a lot of people are getting a lot of head knowledge about the Bible, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's going to come in due time. So go ahead and study and learn. Go ahead, because in due time, you'll have to see that the one thing that's needed for all that to make sense is for you to have a sure foundation. And there's a lot of believers that, because of God's grace, we're able to skip over certain phases. Now, it's hard because it doesn't correlate with anything else, but it will eventually. So what you're doing is you go study as much as you can, trying to figure this out. And the whole time, God's not falling off his throne because you don't have everything correctly. That's not what he's doing. But every chance and opportunity that he gets, he's at least helping you understand something. But because there's not a sure foundation, then that means that everything will come together in its time when you do get a sure foundation. You'll hear people talk about things that, and you can just talk to them for 5 minutes, and you can tell that they're not seeing that Eden is God's heart. They're not seeing that, but yet they're talking about all these other things, and it doesn't matter because they're still talking about Christ. But when that sure foundation comes, when all this other stuff starts, everything that they've learned, they'll see that it was never a waste of time. And God will correlate everything. And then that's when this huge, like, reviving in their mind, dude, takes place. And it means even more. And then God's glorified even more, because this whole time, something that you didn't see before becomes true. And it just becomes amazing. And again, most of the time there's nobody around. You just get a revelation one day and you're sitting there by yourself, kind of high-fiving yourself there, like, you know, wow, all right. You know, you get excited and I get phone calls all the time. Dude, I said, I'm like, I've been trying to tell you for like a year, you know, I've been trying to tell you, but, again, and it's due time, you know, the thing is, don't worry, just keep pressing in, and in due time, man, right? Seed, time, and harvest. Again, like I always say, unfortunately for some people, it's seed time and harvest. And the truth is, it's on us, because we still have to dig, period. You know, but God can't do his thing unless you start. And so there may be some things you're not understanding, but it's all going to come back to a sure foundation. So our foundation. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of just talking. What's up?
No, you mentioned something by faith and through faith. So I've been wondering that, because when I reading the New Testament so many times already, like how I have always wondered. I was like, why is it by faith and why is it through faith? I always wonder.
Well, in the Old Testament, they were saved. Well, no, in the Old Testament, they were saved by the promise that was to come, not through it, because the promise wasn't here.
I see.
It's actually really simple. It seems like it's a play with words, but it's not. So when we're reading the New Testament, and you'll hear people say, "Dude, you said that Abraham and Moses, that they didn't have faith." And listen, these people are in the New Testament, okay? And they're like, right here, Abraham by faith, and it's talking about them having faith and stuff. And it's like, bro, the Hebrews was written with revelation that faith was there the whole time. It's the discussion. Okay, if we say that faith wasn't in the Old Testament, you're saying God wasn't there. That's what you're saying. So, oh my God, it's so elementary. Obviously, God was there, 100%. But the truth is, they could not clearly see what was ahead. All they knew that there was a promise, but they couldn't clearly see. Now in the New Testament, faith has come. And if you can't see that Jesus is faith, man, you're having an issue with word. Like, you're still, again, we're all getting there, but there's only one way to get there. There's only one way, and it's through Christ. That's how we have intimacy with, with God, the Creator. Everybody else knows there's a Creator because the Bible says that it's been instilled in all men to know that there's a God. So all men know that there's a God, but to have intimacy with Him is to understand who Christ is. And so when we go and meditate on the Word in the Old Testament, focused on the truth only, just focused on what is true, everything will start falling in its place properly. But when you use your carnal mind to dive in the Word, and you're like, okay, we're going to understand this, and we're going to understand this, and you're focused on like everything but Christ. Well, there's nothing wrong with learning those things, because Saul of Tarsus knew the Old Testament, and Jesus was able to take that understanding, because remember, the black letters on the white page, it still has to be understood, period. There's no way around it. People's testimony of God has to be understood, and it has to be, you have to be so familiar with it like you are your favorite movie. There's no way around it, man. But once it's understood, then God is able, now at this point, He's able to take your understanding to the Word than just the black letters on the white page, because the Word is what Jesus wrote inside there. The black letters on a white page is what a man wrote down to testify of a truth. No matter how you split it, it's true. What these men are saying, it happened, and it's true. But Christ wrote Himself in there. So once we had at least some sort of understanding, He could take it further for intimacy with Him. Now it's intimacy, and now He knows us, and we know Him. And everybody wants to know what God looks like: white, black, Hispanic. Yeah. I guarantee you there's some people in the hood dressing Him like a cholo. Yeah.
Hey, I see that Anthony's popped in. Does he want to come up? He can have my spot if he wants to.
Oh,
Ask him.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, I ain't trying to pay
dropped.
too much attention to the screen neither, you know what I mean, from driving.
Somebody dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It worked itself out. Hey, I have another question though. So the book of James was written in light of all of this then?
Okay.
That's the question. Sounded
no,
like
that's not a question.
It sounded
no,
like
that was a statement. What's the actual question? What?
No, like that is my question. It was written from a standpoint of like that faith had already come.
Well, I mean, the entire New Testament actually is written that that faith has come, right? That prophetically, whatever was said to come has come, and so actually the whole thing is written with that perspective, really. What's called the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they're writing down, while what it did when it was here, what faith did when it was here, what Jesus did when it was here. So Old Testament, something's coming. The Gospels, the thing that was to come, it's here right now. And then we go further along and we see a different perspective of faith, right? Mm-hmm. But all of it is pointed to either what is to come, what's here now. So it's either past, present, or future. It's one of the three. Okay. And, understanding the Bible in that perspective helps, right? Because
I just hadn't looked at James from that perspective, because, I guess I have, but not like in thought, I guess.
Yeah, no, and it does need to be seen that way too, right? Because the whole point is, focus again, and this is all based on being familiar. Familiarity. How do you say it? Familiarity. What?
Yeah, there we go.
So I was talking to my parents this weekend a little bit about the cup, which was great. I thought that was awesome with Jeremiah and to Jesus and to the Book of Kings that I was talking about. So, and my dad said something I never heard in my life, to be honest with you, bro. Maybe you heard of it. He was like, "Oh yeah, the cup. Yeah, Jesus never drank the fourth cup." I'm like, "What fourth cup are you talking about, bro?" So, do you know about the four cups in the Bible, or is that something that they made up?
Well, here's my thing. I'm sure your dad talked to you about all the cups.
Yeah, he said the fourth. Well, he didn't talk to me about all the cups. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like, I'll have to like think about this. But I did look at it. I started researching, and he was referring to was the fourth cup that Christ drinks with us in heaven, like at the feast. But I'm like, but what are the other cups? I don't know what you're talking about. So I had to talk to him more about get like more context on that. But
So you're
I
looking
mean, it
for
seemed
two and
like a
three. You're looking for
it's
two and
it's
three.
it seemed like a regular thing. Like when I mentioned it, like people were like, "Oh yeah, the four cups." I was like, "Man, I've never heard of no four cups in my life,
Yeah,
bro. I
no,
don't know
he's
what
talking.
y'all
He's
talking
just
about."
talking. Well, no, you have. It's just the form of the Last Supper, bro. The wedding invitation, the meal that we're gonna dine with him.
Oh man, Hulk is up here,
Right.
man. Talk to Hulk.
When
Yeah, but that's
basically he's
not that's
taking
not
that
that's not
Nazarite
That's not
vow
Hawk.
as well.
Hulk's name actually says Hulk. This is Doug. What's
Yeah.
up, Doug? This is Hulk's brother.
This is
What's
an
up, Doug?
impersonator. Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Doug.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
I'm just listening
Sweet.
about the four cups.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Are you flying an airplane right now, Doug?
No, that's my fan. Sorry, I'm in Texas too with Trot. I'm just a little bit
Where
lower.
about?
It's hotter down here. I'm in Freeport.
Where about?
Freeport.
Freeport. What is that by? What is that by? Freeport.
We're right on the Gulf. We're about 45 miles south of Houston.
Oh man, you're south of Houston. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My lord, boy, it's humid. It's probably about 85% humidity over there right now.
Yeah, and I got lakes all around me, so it's more humid.
God, like 95. I walk outside and we get soaking wet within 3 seconds. We don't gotta. Hey, these guys, they don't even gotta waste water playing with water. They just run out there. They just sprint. They just run outside and get wet.
Yeah, their peacocks don't even spread their feathers. It's so hot.
Yeah. Let me see. They're all stuck together. All
yeah,
right,
we are. We are. When we walk outside, we're stuck together. Our clothes stuck on us. Yeah.
I'm from Florida, so I love it. It don't bother me, man. None, bro. I just be walking around with no shirt on all day.
Yeah, I think the sweat cools you off more. You know, that's what they say. It cools you off. What happened to try it? Just because I'm in
But you have
Texas,
to you have to drink
I
a
kicked
lot
him
of
out.
you have to drink a lot of water though. A lot more water.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Trot's struggling.
He's trying to climb back on this chair, guys. Give him a moment.
Yeah, he fell off.
Bro, you're wrong for that one.
The dog threw him off. The dog threw him off.
Oh my goodness.
The dog threw him off.
He's
The chair
probably
went spinning and
Listen.
he went and hit
nah.
on
He's
the
When he
floor.
was
probably
a
trying to
young
get.
man, he had that 40-inch vert, so he could just jump on the chair. Now, since he don't have the vert, he has to
You
get
know,
some
have that
stuff, a
bird
couple
there.
bricks and stuff to climb up there.
Oh my
He probably.
goodness.
Oh my lord! Can y'all just pick something in the New Testament that's a parable to talk
He had
about?
a 40
Can I read
inch
something
vert.
to you? Let me read
Now
something
he's
to
got
you.
a
I
I'm
40
got
gonna read
one.
a
inch
I
hold
waist.
got
on, hold
one.
on. I'm
I
gonna
got
read
a
a Bible verse
parable.
to
It's
you.
a
Ready?
revelation. It's the war
Excuse me.
in heaven.
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read a scripture to you. Ready? It's in the Bible, and just tell me what it means. Don't worry about where it's at. Don't worry about the address right now. It's not that important. So it says, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open, and another book opened, which the Asha,
I already know where it's at. I don't have to ask.
Which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. What works is it talking about?
The Spirit.
Oh my Lord!
I could have told you that.
That's not the Spirit. Husha! I'm talking to Tribe. Mute up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
According to their works is obviously talking about their offering, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would be the works
That's
of the
all
Spirit.
I'm gonna say.
After we
That's
talked
all
to
I'm gonna say.
Malachi on Friday, that goes perfect. Wow. Thank you for that nugget.
Yeah. So maybe we should talk about the Holy Spirit and His work and what He does
Wow.
through us.
But that's why we're going over what we're going over. So when you read Revelation, so to be honest with you, we've been going over Revelation since
It's all
this
revelation.
started.
Oh my
No,
God,
but if you
CJ, the ab-lib guy, please mute. Jesus.
I know, right?
God. Put a mirror in front of yourself and put on mute and then just talk to yourself, CJ, the whole time. Like, yeah, bro. Like you're in church. Talk to your neighbor. You talk to
He's
yourself
like
in the
Jeffrey,
mirror.
man. He's like Jeffrey on our lives. CJ, we love you. We love you, CJ.
CJ about to get this work. That's what he about to get. Everybody get it, but CJ, he about to start getting it now. Everybody get it. Mac get it. Kit Kat get it. Jesse
You
get
just
it.
threw us
Taylor get it. Flip get it. I get
nuggets,
it. Trot gets it. CJ about to start getting it now.
nuggets. Woo! It's raining nuggets. Hallelujah! It's raining nuggets.
Even Benny said it. CJ and Jesse, one mean combo, bro. Cause y'all just the ab-lib king, bro. Y'all just cannot.
I'm always on mute. Stop. Don't even go there, man.
Hey, out of there,
It's
dude.
all right. I'll accept your apology later in life.
There we go.
Yeah,
When you
said later.
Don't let him.
He said
Don't let him
later in
hit you in the
life.
belly. He just wants you to go to that belly. Tell him to. No, he can jump into Jonah's belly.
If you want to talk so much, Jesse, what parable are we going to?
Oh no, I already said I want the parable of the war in heaven, and he's not going to go there.
I'm muting up.
So we're good.
Well,
the weeds and wheat.
We did that one.
We did. Well,
yeah. We've done the sower. We've done weeds in the wheat. We've done the mustard seed. We did the leaven. We did the hidden treasure.
Oh my God, I feel like I've done the 10 virgins like 10 times already.
Okay, we did the parable of the parable of pearl of great price.
Did we do the sheep?
Oh, we did the parable of the net. I don't think we did that one, Trot.
We did the vine. We did the vines. Let's do the net because I know we did the sheep.
The parable of the net is in Matthew 13:47 through 50.
Bruh.
Matthew what?
13:47 through 50.
47 through 50.
we should do the unforgiven servant too, Trot. That's a good one. I don't think we did that one.
Hey, I got the Descaled picture that we use for TikTok. I got it on YouTube now. So,
that should be easier to see now.
Yeah.
Well, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hey, Medea. All right, so I guess Jesse's reading, right?
Hold on. I can read it. I just gotta go back to. My bad. I just got caught up. I'm multitasking. I got some stuff I gotta get done at work, so I'm doing like 3 different things. Let me get back to King James.
What's all this ad lib you're doing right now?
Bruh.
Obviously, sir, you don't know what an ad lib is.
Okay, I got this.
Bruh.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind.
Every kind.
When it was full,
It
they
was
drew to
full.
shore and sat
Sure.
down and gathered the
Down.
good into vessels, but cast the
Yeah.
bad away.
Bad
So
way.
shall
Yep.
it be at the end of the world. The
Oh yeah,
angels
the end
shall
of the
come
world.
forth and
That's what you do,
serve the
CJ. Those are
wicked
ad libs.
from among just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Thus saith the
You
Lord.
said gashing. You said gashing.
The gashing.
It says, it doesn't, it says,
said
oh, it's
gashing.
gnashing. Okay. The G silent. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just like in Spanish.
It's getting
I don't know how to say that in Spanish. How do you say
gut
that in
dashing.
Spanish, Dre? How do you say gnashing in Spanish?
No,
Chancletazo.
I'm talking about the G
Chancletazo.
being silent.
Chancletazo.
Chancletazo. Uh-oh.
I don't
Read
know.
it again. Let me read it again this time.
Yeah, no
Again,
ad libs this time. Go ahead.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is likened to a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and serve the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah. Hey, what's the address where you're at, Jess?
Matthew 13, brother.
1347:50.
Yeah, and it says sever the wicked from amongst the just, not serve. We're not serving the wicked. We're severing
Where's the
them.
sever? Wait a minute. Oh,
49.
Matthew
I just don't want
13.
people to think you're reading the Jehovah Witness Bible.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is sever. I was reading so fast I didn't realize it.
Hey, Dre, you said Matthew 13 starting at 44. Is that what you said?
47, sir. 47 through 50. Sergeant Herrera.
47. Okay.
The enemy is 3 clicks away, bro, and you're like 15.
God. Well, that's only
Well, we can tell he
3,000
didn't follow
meters.
us as we were reading. He didn't.
That's only 3,000 meters, sir. Well, there was so much ad libbing, I just couldn't keep up. This time it was Dre though. Dre was doing it this time.
I'm gonna start calling CJ Waka Flocka Flame.
Yeah.
Messing me out on mute right now, Trot.
Dre, ask him, what's your last request? What's your last request? Before he walks the
CJ's on mute right now, like, I can't stand Dre on Punk Tail, man. If he was a front place, he acting like Boys in the Hood, punching the air right now.
Hey, I don't punch at the air. There's nothing in the box. What are you talking about?
He just pushed his dog away right now, Dre.
Dre,
he just pushed the dog away right now.
I would never curse you out, Mr. Dre.
He told the dog.
Hey, don't make CJ lose his worship anointing, man. You don't want CJ to do that.
That's not based on the actions and emotions of other people.
It's not his anointing for him to lose it.
Exactly.
It's not his for him to lose it, man. Come on.
Yeah, your voice is like a voice of many waters, CJ.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nah, you just want to get my input anymore, Drake. That's all right. You just be
That's
in the
all
dark.
right.
You just be in the dark as far as I'm concerned.
Y'all. Everybody throwing blows today, man.
I'm just kidding. All right, parable. The Bible.
He's like, okay, we're going back to Bible or what?
Pretty please.
Yeah.
That's my ad.
I don't know. I'm just waiting. Are y'all?
We're waiting on
y'all
you.
done?
Yeah, we're waiting on you, bro.
Really, y'all are waiting on me. Everybody talking. All right, fine.
That doesn't stop you.
All right. So what's the question? Hey, I have a choice. I can stop myself. All right. Let's see. So obviously he tells parables about the kingdom all the time. But you know, it's funny. He's saying the same thing over and over. He's just using things in this world to make it look like he's trying to give you many examples. I'm sorry, that's not what he's doing. He's not trying to give every human many examples. That's what people teach, man. If you play chess, Jesus would have used a chessboard. If you were a fisher, he used fishing so you'd understand. If you do, no, that's not what he does in the Old Testament. That's not what he does in the Old Testament. He's not using stuff that you can understand in the Old Testament. That's the problem. He speaks very plainly. Those that have ears to hear understand. There's no misunderstanding what he's saying. He's not just, listen, let me say something about Jesus's parables. So his parables, the allegories, metaphors. The difference is his parable is not just a story. He's telling you the truth. His allegories are not just things that are true within the story itself, but also spiritual. His metaphors are not just used as depictions that are not literal. There actually are literal spiritually. So when people say the Bible's just not allegories, it's just not parables, it's just not metaphors. Yes, it is 100%. The only difference is when we in this world tell a parable, or there's some sort of allegorical truth into something, or a metaphor, it's not true on both sides for us. If I create a story right now, right here I have a chess set in front of me, and I just start telling you a story about this chess set that I literally made up, there is no truth in anything that I'm saying. Therefore, you can play with the word parable, that I made a parable using a chess set, or I somehow put like an allegorical truth in my life using or I used a depiction of the chess set as a metaphor. The only difference with that is what I'm saying is not true. It's only the carnal mind, the part of you that thinks it is so smart, and you think you're mocking the person, and you don't realize you're showing how ignorant that you are. God doesn't speak in parables or allegorically or in metaphors. He tells the truth. It becomes these things to us because we don't see clearly. We don't see clearly.
Hey guys, I gotta go.
I can't stress that enough.
My dad's trying to get a hold of me, so I'm gonna drop out here and call him back.
All right.
Love y'all.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Have a good one. So here he is again, saying the same thing over and over and over, and our carnal mind don't know what he's saying because we lose focus on what he said previously, so he has to be saying something different. A lot of the times, he's saying the exact same thing. Just like when we say that Samson lied. And we come on the side, we get on the side of Delilah, who is a Gentile woman who's not saved. We get on her side and we go, yeah, Samson lied. Well, then you're blind and you don't have ears to see. Samson did not lie. Delilah said he lied. He's a shadow of Christ. He's not lying. He's telling her the truth. She just don't understand what he's saying. So here he says, 47, 44, 5, 6, says, again, the kingdom of heaven is likened to a net that one cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. A net. So the kingdom of heaven is the net. Let me say this. Do we catch God or does God catch us?
He catches us.
With what?
With his faith.
No.
Jesus. Love.
with his love. With his
With his
love.
love.
That's how he catches
He
us.
woos us.
How do you catch? Do you catch more flies with honey, or do you catch more flies with the fly swatter?
Honey.
And
Right.
Boo boo.
Boo boo. Yeah. But the point is, you can make a fly catcher using things that is honey to a fly. And yes, feces is honey to a fly, but you can catch more flies using what's attractive rather than forcing. Right? You ever hear the story of the cloud? It was the cloud and the sun, I think. And the cloud went up to the sun and said, hey, sun, you see that man with the coat? The cloud told the sun, you see the man with the coat? He said, I bet I can make him take it off faster than you can. And the sun goes, okay, I'll take you on that bet. I don't think you can. And the point is, the cloud's blowing hard. And every time the cloud blows harder, the man just puts the coat on tighter and tighter. And after he was done, the sun said, okay, it's my turn. And the sun just blazed itself. And the man just took his coat off. All the sun was doing was being itself. And the cloud came in there and started trying to force something to happen that someone didn't want to happen. So Jesus came in this world to serve, not to be served, but he came here willingly. So he already showed up here wanting to serve already. And the only way that he can become your servant and bound to you is through believing in what he did, which was love us first. That's why in Revelation it says, you have left your first love. He loved us first, not the other way around. We did not love him first. He loved us first. And when you leave your first love, you lose that principle. When you go back to the Mosaic law, you forgot that he loved you first. And now you're trying to go to something to love him or to show him that you love him. Like you're trying to go back and to show that you appreciate him by now trying to earn appreciation. When you do that, you left your first love. You've literally forgotten that if he loved you while you were his enemy, he didn't reconcile you to himself. So now he can say, okay, now your heart is pure now. Keep it pure. No, you're missing it. You're missing it. You missed it. It's already had left. The way that we keep our first love is to keep him being the thing that keeps us that way. And when you live your life that way, when you can tell yourself every day that it's not based on anything that I can do, that's not telling you to sin. That's a lie from Satan. When we remind ourselves that the only reason that we are who we are, when God looks at us, all he sees is Christ. The only reason why that's true is because we were loved first. Period.
John 3:16.
No man would ever be able to stand in heaven and say that they were able to love God back. Ever. You'll never be able to say it, because those people will had to have been God, Jesus. You'd have to be. You yourself would have to be Jesus if you could say that you were able to love Jesus back. You can't. You can't love him back. That's why he came to serve, and his servitude has already happened. Don't you understand? Don't you understand that there was no man that could do it, and what you're claiming is that you can, but you can't do it without Christ. Don't you understand? You cannot do it without Christ. So if you can't do it without Christ, then it's not you doing it. If you're able to be nice to everybody you meet, it's only because Christ lives in you. That's the only reason. So if it's the only reason, then it's still not you doing it. This is what they don't understand. He's not judging you by you. He's judging you by himself. Period. God has never, the idea was not to judge man based on how good they could be. Adam was created perfect. God did not create Adam imperfect. So then the argument comes in, well, then why did he let him fall? You need to do a lot more studying so you can find out, quote unquote, why he let him. He didn't let or allow. Your misunderstanding of God, of how perfect he is. He doesn't lie. You don't understand any of that, period. You don't. All you see is you wouldn't let your kid do this, and you wouldn't let your little peanut brain doesn't understand why God does what he does, but you're so smart, you figured God out. And you come to a conclusion that is just totally carnal. And then so when that person throws that back, oh, well, then you figured out God? Okay, fine. Let's say neither one of us has. Let's see how you do with that. Just leave it alone. How about that? Why argue? I'm not going to waste my time arguing. I don't have to explain I can grow a beard to an 8-year-old kid. I don't have to explain why. It's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. Well, how come you have a beard and I don't? Well, it's because I'm older. Well, how do you know that's the reason? Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, man. Come on. You need to be able to discern and realize why people ask certain questions. Come on, man. Come on. Help yourself out. If you can't tell why people are asking you questions, if you can't tell, you're going to be duking it out all day. You need to be able to discern. Oh, okay, I get it. And if their attitude was, how do you know? How do you know? Man, listen. Throw a carrot out there, throw a nugget out there, and tell them, hey, check it out. I gave you enough for today. If you really care about learning more about this, I'll see you tomorrow. Guess what? If they don't show up tomorrow, guess what? That means you would have been there all day wasting your time. And when people are like, they're trying to defend what they call not wasting time, then now it becomes even more scary. So now you're defending. So it'd be no different than you arguing with the 8-year-old why you have a beard as a male and that boy, 8-year-old boy, don't have a beard. And you're going to sit here and try to make me believe that it's worth arguing. Now, if he's trying to learn, that's different. But if all he wants to do is argue, that's not the same thing. And you need to be smart enough and discern where that line is. And if you still ain't discerned that yet, well, one day you're going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And trust me, discernment's going to come. And you're going to be like, oh, I get it. They didn't show up. They didn't show up the next day. But one day, there's going to be one that does show up. Hey, man, so when you were saying this, well, what about this over here? Oh, okay, well, let's go over that. And guess what? Now they show up every day. But the other one still ain't showed up. That's because they weren't trying to learn from the get-go. So instead of you like, well, I don't know. I think it's worth it. You'll know it's worth it. You give them a little bit. If they come back the next day, it was worth it. But you didn't waste 6 hours to learn it wasn't worth it. I'm telling you, you start using discernment a little bit more, you'll be able to help more people. You'll be able to bring alive more people. But to go after dry land and try to force seed in it, it's not going to happen. I don't care how much you want it. Only God's will. Only God's will. And God's will is for people to come alive, and they have to put forth their hand and take it. You can't make somebody put forth their hand. I don't care how hard you try. You can't force this to happen. The sun didn't force the man in the same way that the wind was blowing. The man made a decision, though. The man made a decision. And Jesus uses love, and we decide based on love. His net is love. God is love. The kingdom of heaven is based on love, all of it, because it was all a choice. A woman marries you because you got on your knee and asked. I want to see someone act like, like caveman days, take a stick and hit a woman in the head and bring her to your house. I'm going to see when she wakes up, I want to see if she married you or not. I want to see. I want to see if she chose to go in your cave with you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right. So God, even though he's got all the
she's
power.
Not descaled. And if she did, she's definitely not descaled.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
right.
That's all I can say.
Right. If she woke up and she's like, heck yeah, baby, hit me again. Well,
she's
then you just got two
descaled,
fools.
brother.
You got two fools married to each other then, but the truth is the love of God is the net. That's the love. That's the kingdom of heaven is love, is grace, love, and mercy. And remember this, the net's just not any kind of love. No. It's the love that comes when you know you don't deserve it. It's different. It's like
grace.
It's like, yeah, absolutely.
Agape.
It's like, yeah, okay, we can say all the words all day, but the point is, it's like a woman caught in the act of adultery against her husband, and he loves her anyway. That's love. I'm not telling you to forgive. That's up to you. But I'm just trying to show you the difference. If my mom and dad or family show up in my house and I show them hospitality and say, hey, y'all want some tea? I'm not showing them love. That may be a byproduct of what love is, kindness, yes, but that's not love. Love is when someone doesn't deserve it, but it's given to them anyway. That's what love is. So the net, what? Sorry, what's up?
No, I was going to say, so the net we know is love. Got that. My question is, the thing that has me confused when I read this parable is like the net caught both good and bad. And then it isn't until it goes on shore that they kind of like sift through it and say, okay, this is good, this is bad. This is good, this is bad.
Well, yeah, I know, but right now I'm just talking about the love. No, I know. But right now I'm just talking about the net, right? Okay. Because the net is love. I'm talking about the net. That's why Jesus tells Peter, I'm going to make you a fisher of men.
He chose and appointed them. He chose and appointed them.
Right, but he tells Peter, no, hey, notice this. Is it a coincidence? It's a yes or no. It's all the way through the Bible. Is it a coincidence that when Peter couldn't catch, Jesus says, cast your net on the right side? Why the right side?
Why? That's good.
Both times.
The right hand. At the right hand.
Times. Both times, though. Both times. Cast your net on the right side. Really?
Wow.
Coincidence. The one that wrote the entire word is here.
No quinky dink.
Word here.
Ain't no quinky dink.
So he tells him, cast the net on the right side. He listened and used. When he listened and used the right side, he was able to catch a lot of fish. Wow. Because the right hand of the Father is grace, love, mercy, peace. The net.
Man.
The net.
Don't that just go all through your body, man? Ooh. Man,
well, if it doesn't, the person ain't never read the word. If it doesn't, they still ain't read the word yet. They're Saul of Tarsus. They know all the black letters on the white page, but the word, they still ain't met the word. Still ain't met the word. Oh, here comes Mr. Coffee.
What up?
I've already I'm an operator.
I'm still in bed, brother. I'm still in bed.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
I just wanted to say the net when he casts the net, and if the net's love, he's showing that it embraces, it wraps itself around all, regardless of good or bad. He's embracing all.
Well, and you got to
breath on hit.
It says he cast the net, and it says that was cast into the sea. So it's like, for God so loved the world that he gave his own. It was for all. It was just like it encompassed everything. Nothing was left out. Everybody was in that net, or everybody is in that net. It's up to us to make the choice. Do you receive the love or do you discard it? He created perfect. He knew what he was creating. Well, he knew.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So here, the net, which we've already went over the net, is thrown in, and it says here, and gathered of every kind.
Everyone.
So the Bible makes it clear. The angel said that when they went to the shepherd that were there in the on the tower, they said, and they're talking about Jesus who takes the sins of the world. That's what they said. True or not true?
Amen.
So the net was cast upon the whole world. Period. The net of love was cast to the whole world.
Amen.
So everybody had the same opportunity to receive the love, because he draws all men to him. All drawn unto me, he says. All. But does that mean if he drew all of them to him, that all of them received it? Is that what that means? No, absolutely not. Not everybody is.
Absolutely not.
So he says, so it tells us right here that in this cast, it obviously caught everything, because if not, there wouldn't be both good and bad in there. So he caught everything. The net is the love, grace, and mercy that happened on the cross. It happened. It was for everybody. It was for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But here it says, okay, 48, which when it was full, what does the Bible tell? Until the end of the Gentile, until basically all the Gentiles come?
Until the, what's that? How does that verse go? Now I can't remember.
The whole world hears.
No.
Or does it say to the full of the Gentile? I think it says to the full of the
fullness of the Gentile.
Okay, so the fullness of the Gentile. So basically,
so the last Gentile comes in.
That's right, to the last Gentile.
When every person is born that is going to be saved.
So that last one
is going to be.
That last one.
God's going to make himself known to them.
Yeah, but in that net of love, there's some that just ain't received. Now they're caught in it, because Jesus was unalive for the whole world, so they're caught in it regardless. The gift of love has been given regardless.
Amen.
So they're caught in it, but they still have to receive it. But he says, and when it was full, which is the fullness, it's full. So the last one that's going to be saved is in there now. And it says, they drew to shore and sat down. That's funny, because after Christ did what he did, he sat. He sat. So we can read this and say, well, of course they sat down, man. Who stands over a big net of fish and stands up, bends over? Come on, man. Wake up. Wake up, man. Come on. Jesus uses very specific words for a reason. It says, and it says, when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels. Into vessels. That's funny. Into vessels. But cast the bad away. Into vessels. What does the Bible tell us about vessels?
We are the vessels.
We are the vessels. So, and gather the good ones into vessels. But cast the bad away. But put the good ones into vessels. What vessel would that be? You cannot put
a new wine sack.
Right. You cannot put old wine. You cannot put old wine into a new wineskin.
And Jesus is the new wineskin.
No, Jesus is the new wine. Jesus is the new wine, but our born again spirit is the new vessel. For the new wine.
Right.
For the new wine. Those that are born again. So when you're born again, your old vessel is no more. And your new wine is your new vessel is for new wine, which is Christ.
Amen.
Not the old wine. Not the old wine of the law. So the old vessel could not be able to contain the new wine. You'll lose both. You cannot mix law and grace. Your old vessel cannot hold both the new covenant and the old covenant. It cannot. And just speaking in reality, if you were to take an old wineskin and put new wine in it, it would ferment and it would bust. You lose both. So the new vessel is the born again person, and Christ is the new wine. So it says, gathered good into vessels, bad away. He says, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. What's the furnace of fire? What is that?
Hell. The lake of fire.
But what's the furnace of fire? What is that? Furnace of fire.
That reminds me of Daniel and the three Jewish when they went. Well, no, that would be different. That's a different.
Well, no, you can use that. So my question is this: How come they didn't even smell like smoke in this furnace of fire?
Because Christ was the Redeemer. He was the one that paid the price for them. So he covered them the whole time. He protected them with his covering.
But remember, all are going to be tried by the fire. You don't remember?
Yes, all, definitely.
So what gets burnt up in this fire and what doesn't?
Oh, the tear. The tear gets burnt up in the fire.
So if a person has a sure foundation of Christ, and this is the church spiritually, and someone adds on top of that foundation something that is not spiritual,
it's going to burn up.
It's going to burn up. So if there's no foundation in the person, then all of them, everything about them is burnt up because there's no truth or life in them.
It's like the parable of the sand and the rock. You built your house on the sand or you built it on the rock?
Yeah, but the furnace is the spirit. The burning furnace is a spirit that's going to be tried. Everything's going to be tried.
Exactly.
Everything about you. So if everything that you have, the knowledge that you have about God is carnal, it's going to get burnt up. It's going to get burnt up because the only thing that exists in heaven, quote unquote, is the truth. That's it. So this whole idea, your truth is my truth, and my truth, your truth, and his truth, and we have a Bible study. Well, I think this and you think that. There's only one truth, my friend. In every parable, there's one truth. In every story, there's one truth. There's only one truth. Christ is the truth.
Amen.
So if you're still scratching the surface on parables and it's teaching you how to save money, teaching you how to put the right gas in your car, you might want to keep digging in that parable so you can find the truth of the parable. There's only one. Not everybody has the truth unless it is Christ. And I'm talking about understanding in parables. If you have not found Christ in a parable, then you don't have the truth of that parable. So when people say, oh, yeah, the 45 layers in parables, 45 layers. Yeah, but what's the foundation of each parable? Christ. So you can talk about all the parables and what you think it means all you want, but if you haven't brought up Christ yet, then you haven't found the nucleus of the parable, the whole point that the parable exists. And you think it's there to teach you how to live in this world only. That's just a byproduct. Who you are in this world is a root. The real you is the seed, the root. And everything else is byproducts of who you are and what you believe. It's just a byproduct. So are you good at saving your money? And you focus. There's people, I want to know, how is that going to help me in this world? You're a carnal. You're a fool. How is that going to help me in this world? Don't worry about how it helps you in this world. Those things will come naturally whenever you can see the truth. It'll come naturally. You won't have to worry about how is it going to help me in this world. The focus on you getting help in this world is killing the truth. Everybody's trying to smile in this world because their belly is their God. You're focused on smiling. When you find the truth and you're focused just on the truth, you'll smile regardless of what's happening now. All of a sudden it flipped. What used to be important, no longer important. This weird thing, man, starts becoming important. And how do you know it was weird? Because that wasn't their focus at first. So if that wasn't their focus at first, obviously it's more weird, because what's more important is for me to smile in this world. That's more important. I need to feel good and smile. So it says, cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Wailing and gnashing of teeth. All these things. Jesus said to them, have you understood all these things? Let me ask you this. Was he not speaking their language? Why is he asking if they understand? So watch this. A fool would say, oh, he made it a parable on purpose. No, I'm telling you, when you know who he is, he doesn't do this on purpose. He's just telling you the truth. He's not trying to be crafty. I'm trying to be crafty, man. I'm telling you, your carnal mind hears parables. That's what it hears. But to a person that understands what he's saying, they're not twiddling their thumbs. They're like, okay, hold on, let me see. I think he's trying to say, no. Yo, you clearly hear what he's saying. You clearly hear it. Don't be confused by things being called a parable, like if he's trying to do it on purpose. Your carnal mind does not understand God. It's your carnal mind that's the problem. It has nothing to do because you ain't been to school and you don't have a master's degree. No, it has nothing to do with that. These people were not, the people he was choosing to listen to him, it wasn't about their education and degrees. They either heard what he was saying or they didn't. Period. And look what he says to them. Have ye understood these things? They say unto him, yeah, Lord. Then he said to them, what's that? He just got through finished talking and they go, yeah, we understand. They understood what he was saying. It is a parable to your carnal mind, man. Your physical brain. It's the thing. You're a three-part being, a spirit, soul, and a body. Your body does not see God, smell him, taste him, touch him, feel him. Your physical body does not understand God. I had a guy the other day, 2 or 3 days ago, making fun of me because I told him that God's not logical. And boy, he thought that was the bee's knees. He was like, yes, oh my God. I mean, he didn't say it to me, but in his attitude, he was like, oh man, can you post or can pin it on one of my, I said, yeah. I said, please, I said, send me a video. So in his video, I put it in there. God is not logical. And he's like, yes, Christians, God's not logical. He doesn't understand what I'm trying to tell him. That you cannot use your 5 senses to make sense of God, man. Because the logic that you're talking about is your carnal mind. Islamic believers will tell you, no, I use logic. Yeah. We know Ishmael. We know, bro. We know Ishmael mocked Isaac, not the other way around. Isaac didn't mock Ishmael. Isaac told the truth. That's all he did. He told the truth, but Ishmael didn't understand what Isaac was talking about. So he mocked him, made fun of him. Joseph told the truth, what he saw in his dream, but the carnal mind made fun of him because that don't make no sense. You're our loser little brother. Get out of here. That make no sense. What you're saying make no sense. But it made sense to him. The 2 men that were in prison with Joseph had dreams. It didn't make no sense. And you pay attention to Joseph. Joseph said, hey, dreams belong to God. Notice the statement. Dreams belong to God. Tell me your dream. What? Hold on. Dreams belong to God. Tell you? Who are you? Who are you? See, we don't have a problem with Joseph saying what he said because we already know on this side of the cross. Notice this was before the cross. So before the cross, people will talk like this. And you're going to sit here and tell me that you would agree? No, you listening right now, you would not agree. You would make fun of this crazy man. He's telling you he's pretty much God. He hears from God. He sees like God. It's a crazy statement. See, it's not crazy to us, though, because we already understand Joseph's standpoint. We already understand the story. But Joseph's in prison. There's no right hand of Pharaoh right now. He's some foolish man that's in prison. He's a fool to the world. But he said, hey, don't dreams belong to God? Tell me your dream. And they told him the dream. And it wasn't a parable. He said, oh, yeah. Would you have tell me again, what? Oh, man, well, right before me was a vine, who's Christ. On the vine was 3 branches, which are believers. And there was fruit. And I took the fruit and I put it, which is the new wine, the new covenant. Grace, love, mercy, without works. And he said, and I took it and I put it in a cup, gave it to Pharaoh. He goes, oh, yeah. Well, in 3 days, you're going to live in 3 days. Why? Because that was a tree of life. He saw life. Joseph understood. It was not a parable to him. Joseph didn't sit down. It says, and 3 days later, Joseph received. That's not what happened. He knew exactly what it meant. It was no parable. Why is it too many Christians to this day don't break these dreams down? Why not? Ask yourself, why all these years? Ask yourself, why all this time why has nobody broken the parable down? Why? And I tell you what, whatever answer you give yourself, you become a fool or a wise man based on the answer you give yourself on that. And the other man said, well, what about me? He's like, well, on my head was 3 baskets. How do you make a basket? By cutting limbs down. So there's no life. There's no life. They're not rooted in their baskets. And in the baskets were baked meats. That's what bakers do. Bakers make baked goods, bread, pastries. So by the work of his hands, he's trying to earn Pharaoh's side by dead works. Dead works. What was the work of the other man? Show me how good he was. Tell me. First covenant, believers only. Where's the good work? Where's the good work? Right? We read the Bible, good works, bad works, good works. They're right here. They show you the good, the bad works. The bad works is trying to earn it. The good works is just receiving. Show me how good he was. All Joseph knew was a dream. This man could have been a horrible man. You say, oh, no, he couldn't have been horrible. Oh. Well, all we know about these men is one had a dream that had life in it. One had a dream that had death in it. And the life that was in it, he just received freely. And the other one, there was death in it. And it was out of his own hands. The death was because of him. It was his works that was the death. Trying to earn Pharaoh. It's not talking about sin. Nowhere in those 2 dreams is there sin the way you would try to proclaim it to someone today. That he was dreaming of lust and he was dreaming of coveting people and he was dreaming. That's not what's told. You see one man receiving a gift freely without doing anything to earn it, and another man trying to earn it. And then you have to ask yourself, think about it. How long have you been reading the Bible? And how prevalent are these stories? Tell yourself the truth. My God, these stories are talked about all the time. And you're telling me 20 years, these stories have been here. And I'm talking about the generation we're in right now, man. They've been here forever. But what I'm saying is, how is it that you're listening to whoever for 20 years? Everybody, you know what everybody does? A lot of people, they spend their years trying to learn history. Right? If they spend their time learning about history, they can say, oh, well, I don't know. I never studied them out like that. But let me tell you where Peter grew up. Who cares? Oh, you're wasting your time on that stuff's going to burn. That stuff don't matter. What does matter is how Joseph was able to interpret the dreams. How come it wasn't a parable to him? That's a very important question. And then, oh, here we go. Oh, so that's what these mean. Well, that's what you say it means. Oh, okay. So someone's claiming they know what it means. Another one's claiming, well, that's what you say. Huh. That's crazy. People who know they come from God are not afraid to admit they know something. That's why they hated Jesus, because he claimed he knew for a fact what he was saying. He called the scribes and the Pharisee, your father is Satan. Dude, it was radical. But he was saying it because he knew it was true. But to say that in front of them, in front of all the people, man, is scary. Because watch this. How do you know? Well, how do you know they're from Satan? How do you know? You know why? Because God makes it very clear that the only one that hears from him is the one that carries his rod. The only one that hears from God is the one that carries his staff. And the people murmured and said, well, how come you talk? We could talk to God too. He go, oh, really? I'll tell you what, every man give me, you'll know them by their fruit. You'll know them by their fruit.
Trust. It's funny because you're saying that, and I went back over and I'm reading over Joseph and the dreams, and you got to be pretty gangster to tell somebody. Look at how Joseph responds to the baker. Like you got to be pretty. You got to be different, bro. Joseph responded, and he says, "This is the dream interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. After 3 days, Pharaoh will give you an audience, and he will hang you from a tree, where birds will peck at your flesh."
Yeah. Yeah, that's the fowls of the air again.
Yeah, he didn't sugarcoat it. He just told him straight up, like, you're gonna die, bro, in 3 days. Like, wow.
That's what this means. He's telling them this is what this means right here. But I mean, to start it off, he's like, hey, read what he says. Read what he says when he says, doesn't dreams belong to God? How does he word it?
Yeah, he says, I was just reading that. He said, in the water, behold, before me, I know, but that's before that. Joseph came unto the morning and looked at them, and the captain charged it. Where was it at? Oh, here it is. And he says, and he said unto them, we have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me, I pray you.
Right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Do not interpretations belong to God? And what does he say after that?
Tell me. He says, tell me them, I pray you.
Tell me them. He's begging for it. Oh, please tell me. Bro. Oh, man. If you really look at this for what it is, Joseph was crazy, bro. I'm sitting there telling you, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was crazy, dude. But again, crazy in this world. Crazy.
We just tell the truth no matter what. It don't matter who you're talking to, whatever's going on. The truth is the truth, and that's it.
And here's
ain't nothing else.
Well, let me say this real quick. Hold on, Dre. Let me say this real quick. Don't forget what you're going to say, though. Yeah, okay, but this isn't trying to tell us to tell the truth. That's not what this is trying to teach us. What this is trying to teach us is when someone does hear from God, they will tell you what they're hearing from God. Now, Yes, we understand that people claim. Yeah, we understand that people claim. So this isn't one of those, if someone's being lazy at your job, well, the Bible teaches tell the truth. Hey, you're lazy, no good for nothing. No. Hold on. I'm not talking about that.
No.
I'm talking about.
No. It's not the word of God.
I'm clarifying. Listen, I'm not. I know, but I'm just trying to clarify. You have to understand. Sometimes there's 300-400 people in here, so I'm just trying to clarify. And let me add. I don't always do the best job, but sometimes I can pick up on it. But just trying to clarify, what this is referring to is it's always the person that is claiming, I hear from God. They tell you plainly what they're saying, and it's up to you to go use discernment whether it's true or not. But what I am pointing out here is none of us are going to say, if we're believers, none of us are going to say that Joseph didn't understand God. We're not going to say that. We are all going to agree, no, Joseph did. But what you constantly have to see is God's consistency. There's always people saying you don't hear from God. And let me tell you, if you're not hearing from God, it will be evidently clear that you're not hearing from God. It will. Trust me. Let me just put it that way. Okay. So don't turn that into, oh, well, I am hearing from God and everybody's persecuting me. So you have to understand Satan's games. If you tell yourself you hear from God and the reason people don't like you is because they're persecuting you, Maybe you need to take a shower. Maybe people don't like you because you don't bathe. I'm saying you need to be honest with yourself, man. It is harmful when people don't have friends and they use the Bible and say, oh, it's because everybody's persecuting me. No. I've mentored a lot of people, and man, 90% of the time they're all wrong. I'm like, brother, no. This is why people don't like you. I'm sitting there telling you this is why. Well, yeah, but I'm a believer. I don't care, bro. 90% of the time we're talking, you're not even talking about God. So don't sit here and make it seem like you're John the Baptist out there and all you're doing is baptizing people and preaching, and stop. You don't do none of that. You just call yourself a believer. You act like a fool 99.9% of the time. And then because life's not going right, this dude gets fired all the time. People don't like being around him, and Satan is making him believe that he's being persecuted. No, no, sir. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Persecution ain't got nothing to do. You are a horrible person, sir. I'm not talking about whether you sin. I'm not even talking about that. You're never kind. You don't ever smile. You stay to yourself. And after a while, the person learned it was centered. When you're a very self-centered person, the root to all grief. If you have grief in your life, if you've ever had it, ever, we're trees, right? So again, picture yourself as a tree, and let's just say that your apples are normally red, okay? But every once in a while, you see like a dark brown, decaying. This is not about skin color. Lord have mercy. It's so sad I even have to say that. I'm just saying naturally when the apple decays off a tree, the pretty red color goes away and it starts becoming brown and darker and things of this color. So if you see a discolored apple, it's grief. And let's each part of the tree, grief, let's just say there's a word there. Let's just say divorce. Let's say that one says divorce.
It's bruised.
If you follow Would
you say it's bruised?
Well, no. I'm not trying to get into the details of whether it's bruised, fully rotten. The point is this: it's grief. Yeah. Just hear me out. If you follow that all the way down to the root is going to be self-centeredness. Okay? So I'm not talking about if your spouse is the one that divorced you. No. I'm talking about you telling the truth. You're the reason for the divorce. It's your grief. We're talking about your grief, not anybody else's. I'm not talking about someone was mean to you and you're grieving. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about grief in your life that you've caused. If you're honest to yourself, you can find whatever the issue was or is, follow it straight down to the ground. And I'm telling you, self-centeredness was the issue because it is the root to all.
Is that why the opposite of love is not hatred, is selfishness?
Okay, but the point I'm making is
isn't that the point? When you're self-centered, you can't give love.
It's opposite, yeah.
Yeah, but that's.
I'm sorry. I just thought, okay.
Well, I mean, you got me off. I can't even remember what I was getting at right there. But of course, the opposite of that is opposite of love is that. But I don't remember it. Thanks, Jess. I don't know. Every time you stop me, it just literally just throws me off.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
It's all right because I'm listening to your question.
Forget about the question. You said the root was
the point is, I'll just get back to the original point. That's fine. But when people murmur against other people that are claiming they hear from God, the only thing you have to go off is fruit. And if you don't know what the fruit is, then you're confused still. The fruit, it comes from the rod, comes from Jesus. And Jesus is not about not sinning. This foolish idea that you'll know them by their fruits, and you think that fruit is talking about not sinning? Yeah, you're missing it. You're missing it big time. When it says you know them by their fruits, it's not talking about that. It's not talking about that at all, man.
I get it.
When people are intimate with God, they hear from God, man. And now all of a sudden they understand the parables. It has nothing to do whether they're good or bad, like the way you're picturing it in your head. It's whether or not you're rooted in with Christ and you take the time to understand the way he thinks, you start understanding it. You get it. And you see it everywhere. Everywhere in the Bible, you see it, but you can only see it because you've been intimate with him. It's the only way. It's the only way to see it. So being saved is amazing, but I'm telling you, every person has a chance to be intimate. Is not based on your physical feelings. There's no feelings. Anytime you get revelation from God, no feelings. I'm not sitting there having butterfly effect in my stomach. I'm gaining understanding through wisdom, the way God sees. Why? How Joseph was able to interpret the dreams. It wasn't because he had like the best relationship with God. No, it's because he knew how God thinks and the way he sees. He can see by the promise, of course, by faith, not through faith, but by it. You'll know them by their fruits. Aaron was known to hear from God. What was the whole conversation? We hear from God too. God speaks to us too. That was like the argument. What is the problem on TikTok? Oh, no, God talks to me. No, God talks to me. No, everybody. God talks to everybody. The same foundational truth is truth to this day, that the rod is what buds almonds, the rod. And everybody who is saved has the rod. But the fruit of the rod is whether or not you yourself is understanding what you're reading and what you're talking about. It's not about how good or bad you were. Aaron did horrible things. He made a calf out of gold. So we're going to say that, he's a sinner. That's funny because his rod budded almonds. It's not based on those kind of things, man. It's based on whether or not the fruit of the word is being presented from you or not, period. Why do you think a lot of people who call themselves Christians, why do you think they try to dress real nice all the time? They got real nice house, real nice clothes, real nice car. And they tell people, see, look at me. God's real nice to me. Oh, man. And then you become a fool and you fall for it and be like, yeah, man, I need to be a part of that church or whatever, that sect over there, so God can bless me. And then you lie to people and tell everybody that blessing is money. You become a fool again. So now everybody's fighting for nice money, nice thing. You missed it again. They ain't got nothing to do with God. You still ain't learned that. You still a baby. You're over there fighting to look good with nice clothes. Look, I got one good pair of jeans, one good pair of shoes, probably about 5 good shirts, about it. And I only wore them on occasion. Like if Mackenzie wouldn't have graduated police academy, I'm not sure where I wore that coat at. That coat's years old. It still looks good. I think I wore that thing 5 times. You know, the fruit is not based on what your physical eyes see. It's based on what your spiritual eyes see. If the word is presented to you through the Spirit, your spiritual eyes will see it. Now, your carnal eyes, on the other hand, something completely different. It doesn't see it, doesn't recognize it. Everything's parables. You know, it's afraid. It's afraid. But, Zay, what's going on, man? Misunderstood. What's going on with y'all?
Hi, how you doing? I'm over here laughing because everything you're saying, it makes sense. And to answer one of your questions, it was a comment basically. You indicated, and I'm going to paraphrase, why people don't see it, because people are trying to use common sense. And God doesn't, yes, we have common sense, but you have to take it into context. People don't understand, because when you made that statement, when you mentioned about color, I didn't feel you had to say that. I didn't, because I took what you said into context, and people don't take things into context at all. And that's an issue.
Oh, listen, let me say that I've had people tell me, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I have people tell me No, but I want to say it out of my own mouth. I want to say it out of my own
Understood.
mouth. I have had people tell me, why does the apple have to turn black in your scenario? I'm like, you have got
Because
to be.
it does. Because it's rotten. Come on.
Well, I know, but that has to be explained. Listen, this is what I'm talking about, discernment. If that has to be explained, I am telling you right now, y'all are having the wrong conversation. Y'all need to start, more baby steps need to be approached to this individual, because you're over here trying to teach them calculus, and they're still over here self-centered. And again, but remember, I was talking about self-centered. This is kind of self stuff. Everything is about them. Everything is about them. You could be talking about the Bible and they still see themselves everywhere. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. A self-centered person will somehow try to pinpoint how they are what you are talking about. And it's like, bro, I'm actually talking about apples rotting on a tree. I'm not talking about people. See, so they get confused between parables in the Bible, and then, are you talking parable? Is everything a parable? I mean, they're just lost, completely lost. Don't even understand what, but anyhow, but yeah, now you go ahead and finish what you're saying.
But it's more critical thinking, though. But it's more critical thinking, Trot. And this is why I like talking to you off the app and sometimes in here, because my whole thing is that everything you teach us in the Word, I am trying to apply it to the people who I'm around, that they're not comprehending. Not everything is just black and white. You're seeing things on a surface level. And that's why I bring you certain questions and certain scenarios to you. So then you can give me to confirm that I am interpreting it correctly. Because people go off of these false narratives, and they push their false agenda to make things appear and they're not the way that they actually are. And that's why there are a lot of people who don't like us, who are Christ followers, because they see so many of the other ones who pass judgment and they have no idea. And then trying to articulate that in a worldly way. Granted, I can say it in a worldly way for them to make sense. That's why coming in here, I don't know every address like all of you want, like everyone in here does. But I know my word, if that makes sense to anyone.
Yeah, and again, I just got through looking at the time, man. It's already 10:15. Man, time flies. But no, I'm with you. I know exactly. Trust me, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's why you have to use discernment. Try to figure out where everyone is individually, and you approach them on an individual basis. But like when people say foolish things, like it happens all the time. People come up here, hey man, I'm just going to use their words. You're speaking too spiritual, man. There's some of us that are babies, bro. Obviously, there's a lot of people in here. The show's called Descaled for a reason. It's called what it's called for a reason, and those are the things I'm going to talk about. So if you're on a different level, maybe you need to find another show or be patient, and the stuff we're talking about, it'll come, one or the other. But, this is not, the show itself is not an individual based show. That's not what it's for. It's just not. That's why I tell people all the time that want to argue, debate, or I disagree with that. Oh, man, this ain't my first rodeo. I don't waste my time. I don't waste the show time arguing, debating. I don't do that. I don't do that. You want to DM me? You know what's funny? People always love to come on here. They'll make comments. I don't agree with that, or I'm like, okay, well, DM me. 99.9% of them do not DM me. And then the ones that do DM me, they don't even talk about what the discussion was. So like they're disagreeing with something, and then when we get in the DMs, they're talking about something. I say, whoa, hold on. We were talking about this, like A. Why are you talking about G? We're not talking about G. We're talking about A. Well, no, but now I have this question. Like, no, no, we're not. I'm not doing this. I'll tell you what. I'll see you in the morning if you come to live. Oh, I'm not coming here live. Okay. I don't know what you think this is. You're Mr. Entitled or Miss Entitled. You're not entitled for me to sit here and waste 5 hours of my day with you. Man, somebody set you up for failure. That's why I tell Christians, quit doing it. People are expecting me to waste their whole day and not getting anywhere. Oh my, waste your day. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to spend my time edifying people that are ready to be edified. Period. The end. Yeah. But it happens a lot. Yeah.
Right. I have a question. I don't know if this is something that you've possibly already discussed since you guys started at 5:30 in the morning for me. But have you talked about its relationships between men and women in any of these Bible studies?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we talk about that stuff all
every day. Like, I swear.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I think that first, let me just say this. I think the first 30 minutes to an hour, because I'm sure we've done it when you've been on here, but maybe we were done with it or something like that. But just so you know, relationships is never really the focus. But if it becomes relevant, then I'll go over it. But I've talked about it a lot. And I don't know if you were on here, but we just started the Descaled YouTube channel, and all of our videos are being uploaded on there. And so,
okay, great. Because I would really like to have a better understanding on him, because sometimes I send Dre and of course you certain lives where people talk about relationship, and then how of course there are always Israelites trying to push the submission, and then there are some other men which they are called the red pillars trying to push submission in a totally different way. So I wanted to get your interpretation and understanding, and to see if my understanding is correct, because the way they present it's a half truth, and they always pick one Bible verse in which unfortunately men know.
Let me say this. Let me say, no, trust me, what I'm about to say is important. Look, no, I know, and when I tell you I know, I'm not kidding. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what scriptures are being brought up. I don't have to be in the live. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I know what scriptures they're using. I know why the half truth is thrown out there. And I'm telling you right now, when people do not have a sure foundation, I'm telling you, you're going to be bouncing around, not you, but figuratively, the person, whoever it is, they're going to be bouncing around all day long, because they're not understanding from the very base level and upward. They're kind of like, let's just say heaven was 12 levels, even though people are going to say it is 12 levels. Let's say heaven is 12 levels. You're going to have people, instead of putting a base, a sure foundation, they're going to be talking about level 10. Do you understand? They're going to be talking about level 10, and their level 1's not even right. I'm telling you, when you see people always arguing and debating like, no, that's not what that verse means. When you see that, more than likely, like 80% of the time, not one person in that room has a sure foundation, not one. So let me ask, if everybody's arguing about what level 12 should look like, okay, and level 1's not even look like, I'm talking about in real life, like the foundation hasn't even been. Does it make sense to argue about blueprints? Look, let me say this. People that make blueprints for a living, they rarely mess up. We're not talking about perfection. I'm saying if you were to do everything you're supposed to do, and you given the proper amount of time, everyone knows that a blueprint is going to come out right. It's going to, unless you're like trying to build something that's never been built before, and there's a lot of engineers like, man, I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'm saying when you're making a building that are made every day, most of the time the blueprint is right. I understand that there's always things that can change, and I get it, but it starts off with the blueprint. Nobody is arguing about the 12th floor if the foundation is not made. But in this world, we think that makes sense. You know why it makes sense? Because they don't realize they're arguing about a different level and not even having level 1 complete. They don't understand. And so that's why people arguing and debating. I always take people to the garden. Somebody wants to argue me about the Bible. I go, hey, let's go to the garden. And we can't even get out of the garden. We're already disagreeing.
Oh, no, right yes, there. Because I've tried of course, I mean, I'm in other people's lives and I'm in their boxes. And then when they try to go that route and I try to show them the correct way, they're always trying, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're a woman. Oh, you're not
Yeah, no,
supposed to be talking and yada, yada, yada.
yeah,
And I'm
no,
just like,
I
you know what?
understand. No,
I'm sorry.
no, I
Go ahead.
understand. So, but no, you're good. But that's what I'm saying. So that this topic right now, right? It's not about you personally. I'm talking to everybody. But I'm using what you're bringing up though, because what you're bringing up is true. People are going to do that. But what I'm saying is that's the problem. It's not that you need to take them there. I'm showing you the reason that I take people to the garden is because I'm trying to show them something. I'm trying to show them. It's not about me trying to actually teach them because that's not where we are. I'm trying to show them why I'm not going to engage. They don't understand. They're not understanding why I'm not engaging with them. So it's something that they aren't seeing. Yes, they have a standpoint. Yes, they have a belief. Yes, and my belief is true. And I'm going to, okay, fine. Let's go to the garden. And let's say they agree with a lot of things in the garden. I go, okay, let's go to this next thing. What I'm trying to tell you is we're not even going to be out of Genesis. And this could be a believer. And we're already going to start disagreeing. I said, listen, the reason that we're disagreeing is because we disagree right here. But yet you want to talk to me about the New Testament? Brother, we don't even agree right here in the Old Testament. You have to show them why you're not going to dispute and argue. They need to at least see why you're not going to. If you're just like, and I'm not talking about you, I'm saying figuratively anyone. If you're telling people, I don't want to talk about that can
But
come
you're
off
right right
as,
now, Trot. I'm sorry for interrupting. I
no,
apologize. No, but
yeah,
you're
you're good.
right right now. But you're right because I stand 10 toes on what I say. I do. So if I know I'm right and I'm not coming in from it's a belly standpoint, but I know what you're trying to state is wrong, I'm standing on that. And I don't want them pushing a false narrative to these women who they're trying to make them feel bad for their past lives. Women who were,
Yeah.
you know, baby mamas and 304s and these men who are supposed to be godly men pouring into them, doing all
Yeah. Well,
this
let me
and
say
making
that.
them feel like crap.
Yeah, but let me say this. I don't want to get into what the lives are about or, what the guys are doing. I don't want to get into the live. Okay. I just want to stay on, and what I'm saying is that the type of live or who's live or whatever, because people are not only disputing things on TikTok. Okay. They're disputing it in the world everywhere. There's many apps where people are disputing things. And the main base of what I'm talking about is when people are constantly arguing over scripture, the reason that there's arguments about that is because they're trying to learn something before it's time. That's what I'm trying to say. And so when you do that, so like, for instance, let's say we go to someone that got saved yesterday. They just got saved. The wrong thing to talk to them about is relationships. Because what do they have to bring to the table based on wisdom or based on truth spiritually about relationships? They just got saved yesterday.
Nothing. They have nothing.
Okay, so
yet.
if they have nothing to give to the table, the only part of them that's going to fight to have a voice is their carnal mind. That's it. So when you tell them they don't have a voice, they're mad because I matter too. They're missing it. They have no idea what they're saying. Of course you matter, but let's focus on what part of you matters, and it's your soul. So let's get some truth out of the word from the spirit into your soul so we can bypass your carnal mind, because their carnal mind is the problem. Too many people are coming to the table with their carnal mind, their carnal ideas. Well, this is good. I've tried it. You can move in with someone and 4 months later you can marry them. Okay, fine. I'm not going to argue about it. But if we were to stay with what the word says, those arguments will wither away because your perspective is going to change. But people's perspective is not going to change if they don't learn level 1 first. I'm sitting there telling you. So when you think you're talking to mature believers and you catch yourself always in a debate with this person, I'm sitting there telling you, you're not speaking to a mature believer. You've allowed the physical flesh body that's 25, 35, 40. You've allowed it to lie to your carnal mind. So your carnal mind's telling you, yeah, look at them. They're 35. Of course they're mature. And that's because the word isn't in you, because if it was, you wouldn't argue with them. I'm talking about everybody. I'm only bringing this up because Misunderstood brought it up, but I'm telling you the truth. If the attitude is always about debating or arguing with people who are spiritually immature, it's a waste of time. Now, if they come up to you and they're wanting to learn, then it's not a waste of time. Now, again, Bible makes it clear, Christ being spoken about is always a plus. But I'm telling you, there's a better way. If you use discernment, you yourself will find the better way to do it. It's never wrong to talk about Christ ain't up there. God is not up there falling off his throne because you're debating. No, man, he's not. But if you're not careful, you can get in your flesh and you can act a way that is not, accordingly, right? And so you don't trust the flesh. This goes all the way back to not trusting the flesh. So if we trust the flesh and we go, oh, no, okay, this time, this time I'm going to get in there. All right, I'm not going to say this and I'm not going to do that. But I'm sitting there telling you the carnal mind is going to say something. You're just like, oh, no, you didn't just say that. And you're trusting the flesh again. But if you trust the spirit, the things will be different. So you have to put yourself around someone that's ready to learn. And I don't care if they're ready to learn 1%, then just give them the 1% that they want to learn. But with all that being said, man, it is 10:30, and let me give everybody at least something to say. Zay, you got anything to say, bro? You just up there chilling.
I'm a student, so I'm kind of like in awe of the synchronicity as I listen to God, because it's a hearing. It's a continual hearing. So I'm actually like in awe, and I'm kind of grateful for the way he speaks, because it's very, once you can identify it, it's always there. So I just appreciate that, that presence.
Yeah, absolutely. CJ, what's going on, man?
Not much.
Not much?
Listening to.
All right.
I like listening.
Taylor, what's up, dude?
Not a whole lot, just listening, and thank you again, for going through all that, because I think it's really important, and as much as we circle back around and go through the same thing, it's really important for people to really understand it.
Yeah, 100%. Misunderstood, what you got?
Well, Troy, it's always a pleasure, and I appreciate you having me in your box and giving me the way to approach people in regards to bringing the word into what they're trying to say. And thank you so very much. But today you've given me more of an understanding of sometimes you have to just tell them, and if they don't receive it, then it's not their time to receive what needs to be said at that time. So thank you.
Yeah, and I'll just say that, just remember, you can only, and again, this is to everybody, right? You can only speak into someone's life if they allow you to. If you know deep down, if you know that this person's not going to take what you're telling them, you have to make sure that what you're about to say is so relevant to the topic, man. It has to be very, very relevant in order for them to maybe even think twice about what you said. But when you learn people and you know that they're not going to receive what you're going to say, don't be a fool and just say it anyway. Okay? Literally, you have to know, okay, you know what? I haven't told this person anything in a year. You have to put everything in its place. So, there's people in my life and they tell me all the time, well, Troy, I didn't really ask. And I'm like, again, these are people who love me. It's just, you always butt heads with family, but and I still have families like, well, I didn't ask for your opinion. I said, okay, well, all right, my bad. I gave it anyway, and 2 months can go by down the road. They could call me. Hey, remember that day you were saying, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? There may be times where they don't ever call and ask. It may be a year down the road, 2 years, or not ever, So, what you said could have been perfect, but just remember, There was people that didn't believe nothing Jesus said. They said that in his own town, basically he couldn't do anything. Actually what it says that he only can heal a few people. And so there is a few things that he could do. But because he's from that area, they were like, man, that's Joseph's son. Who are you? They just couldn't receive him. And it's a very important part to see, man, that God himself couldn't force himself. What does that mean? That means you cannot speak into someone's life unless they allow you to. These people had to allow Jesus to speak in their lives. They were able to turn him down. So, I mean, that's so so simple. People can turn you down. So basically, if someone's not asking you to tell them something, I don't know if y'all know Renee. Renee made a video and it popped up and some guy got on there and he was being rude and he was like, I can't remember what he called her, like a basket case, or he said some crazy, like, he's basically saying, you're crazy. And I was like, God, like, bro, it just don't, again, I understand that they went back and forth a few times. I get it, but I'm sitting there telling you, I go back and forth with people all the time, her too. Okay. But I don't see the point of like, I just don't see the point, man. Like, first of all, we're talking about God, and, there's people that's going to say things that may not sound right at first or to you, but just because they don't sound right, or maybe it's wrong completely. But what's the point of like, calling someone out? And here's the thing. This is the thing I don't like. On TikTok videos, people like, they want to argue on the video. And I'm like, nah, bro. No, look, I'm going to make my videos. And if you don't like my videos, then just don't like it. That's it. Swipe. I don't need your negative comment. Hey, man, I'm not really sure if that makes sense. I put, okay, DM me. And I delete their I don't need your negativity on my page, dude. And then people will tell me, they're like, why'd you delete? I go, because your comment was trash. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why did I delete it? It's ridiculous. They make you believe that you have to live. I'm not, bro. Why do you think the option of delete is there? It's there for people like you that just can't keep your comments to yourself. Do I make comments on people's pages? When it comes to God, not really, but every once in a while. But I always tell them, hey, if you don't like my comment, delete it. I'm not going to be hurt at all. I'm not going to be hurt, period, at all. But if anybody's ever like, man, I read that 100 times. I'm just not really sure if it really means that. I said, okay, delete. I put DM me, delete. I don't care. Listen, your TikTok is your TikTok. Your app, it's your app. You don't just let people get on there and act a fool. Listen, I don't let people act a fool in front of my face. If somebody's acting a fool in front of my face, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go over here. I don't have to slap them or say, hey, you know what, you're stupid, and walk away. I don't have to do any of that. I just go, okay, I'm coming over here. I leave. I swipe. It's not hard. What's the point of making like these negative comments? For what reason? And I always say this, if I feel like I'm going to leave a negative comment, I'll leave it. But like to get ridiculous with it, I don't see the point, man. I really don't. Guys like, hey, basket case, this and that. I busted out laughing. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, it's that serious. We're going to start calling people crazy. Like, dude, and so I put on there like, what's the point, bro? Like, what's the point of that? A matter of fact, what's the point of even saying you disagree? What? Just disagree in your head and swipe, But again, like if you feel like you want to put disagree, fine, put disagree, but leave it at that. Is what I'm saying. All that extra stuff, I don't see the point of all that. But anyway, Doug, what's going on, Doug? You got something to say, man, before we roll out?
Oh yeah, man. That was a really good passage. I liked it. I'm a sovereignty person. I believe that God is all sovereign.
What does that mean? What does that mean, all sovereign?
That means that our salvation is implanted in us, and that He planned it from the beginning.
Like you don't have a choice, or what?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So
what do people?
I'm gonna DM you, brother. I'm gonna DM you.
DM me.
So I'll show you the passages and all that.
Oh, I know all the passages, brother. The passages
I'm not a
aren't the problem.
Calvinist.
Yeah.
I'm not a Calvinist. You know, people call me a Calvinist, but you know, I learned this from reading the Bible, not from any religion or anything like that. You know.
Yeah. But just remember, most of the time when people have a disagreement, right, and we're talking about two people that study the Bible, the passages isn't the problem, right? So like, you know, if two people are disagreeing, and you say to them, oh, well, let me show you the verse. The question would be, do you not think they read the verse? So obviously they read the verse. It's how we're interpreting it. It's not someone's missing books, or maybe someone got a Bible at a thrift store and they're missing some pages. We're not in a third country national where everybody has a. There are countries where not everybody has a Bible. And that would be relevant there. Say, hey, brother, that'd be like telling somebody, hey, man, do you not have the book of John? Hold on, let me look. No, what's the book of John? You're like, brother, there's supposed to be a book right there with Matthew, Luke, John. Oh, I don't have John. Okay, well, then you're going to have to read them the verse because they don't have it, But for people who have it, it's not that they're lacking the scripture. It's the interpretation. So, yeah, DM me, dude, so we can discuss. Jess, what's going on?
Brother, just that in awe, in total awe, how much God loves me, how much He's pouring His wisdom.
Wait, he's my favorite. Hold on, Jess. He's my favorite. I mean, I'm his favorite. So
I don't know. I don't know because
I'm his favorite. Back on this. Hey, I'm telling you, I can prove it, bro. I can go through my life. You can be like, how does God still love you? I'm telling you.
I'm in awe. Exactly. How can He still love me? That's exactly it. And even through all that, He keeps pouring His wisdom and His knowledge, and I'm just at awe. Yeah. I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm grateful for how He worked in your life, how He has worked in all of our lives, and Dre, how He's brought us together, because He's just faithful. I mean, what can I say? I'm in awe.
Absolutely.
I'm in awe.
All right. Well, guys, hey, don't forget the Descaled YouTube channel is up and running, and it is the @ Descaled. So ED, not descale, but Descaled live. So @Descaled live. And we're still building it right now, but it's already started. There's at least 15 or 17 videos up there. And I think there's about 10. There might be 10 more that need to be uploaded, and I'm trying to finish that out. But God bless, guys. We'll see you in the morning. And I'm not sure if we're going to do 2-a-days or not today. It's possible. We might. But if we don't, which we might, but if we don't, we'll see you in the morning. God bless. See you.
God bless.
God bless you.